Shout out to my people from Texas. I know y'all might remember this story. It's been about 4 years when I originally talked about this. I will post a link in the chat in the channel also, so you'll be able to find it. I'll post it in the description box. I had to say that 3 times to get it right. About this little boy, I talked about this a while ago, and I'm gonna tell y'all, I feel kind of vindicated because I said a lot of things that maybe I was speculating on. I felt some things. And now come to find out when you get all of the information out there and it comes out in court. Shout out to Dre the Dream. I see you, bro. Thank you. It finally comes out in court. And then you can look at my channel and say, this is why I don't have to do little to any retractions at all. Because I'm usually spot on about this type of stuff. I try not to speak on stuff that I don't know, but I got this one right. So let me give you guys the fair warning about my channel. Let me give you that one right there. Boom. Following video contains some strong language. So if you can't handle that, this video is intended for mature audiences. And mommy of 3, take it away.
Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, new website articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer.
So the source I'm using is Law and Crime because they're really good at what they do. So thank you, Law and Crime. Shout out to you guys. A 22-year-old man in Texas is going to spend the rest of his life behind bars because they've already sentenced him for killing a 4-year-old boy by the name of Cash Gernon, Gernon. We'll talk about that heifer here in a little bit. For killing a 4-year-old boy shortly after kidnapping him as he slept next to his twin brother. And it was creepy. I had the video. I'm not going to show that video. But in my original video, I actually did, right? So you guys can see that there. I posted the link in the chat. If you go back and watch that at a later point, it's about an hour and a half long. So you guys can take a look at that. So Darian Brown, who is the fool right there. Let me back it up. This guy right here, what a very, very creepy individual. On Monday, admitted to fatally stabbing the child just minutes before jurors were able to select and decide whether he was guilty of murdering young Cash Gannon. It says Gannon. I think it's Gernon, Gernon. I don't think it's Gannon, if I'm not mistaken. This was back in 2021. So Darian Brown, who was facing a charge of capital murder, reached a deal with prosecutors. So he made a deal because I think they were trying to sentence him to death for what he did. So he came up with a deal and agreed to plead guilty to a lesser charge of first-degree murder in the boy's slayings. Following this formal plea agreement, Dallas County Judge Stephanie N. Huff immediately ordered Brown to serve a sentence of life in state correctional facility though the convicted killer will have the opportunity for parole. Why did they add that in there? I think that was really just because of the deal he made, and this made this a solid case that he's not going to be able to come out of or appeal from. I really think that's what their goal is, just to make sure they don't have any appeals and have to undo what they've done. As Law and Crime previously reported, Cash's body was found in the 7500 block of Saddle Ridge Drive. So I don't know if anybody in Dallas knows that area. About a half mile from his family's home in Dallas on May 15th of 2021. Authorities say they obtained surveillance footage showing Brown grabbing Cash as he slept in a crib next to his twin brother. So basically, people found the dead baby bled to death in the street. Just so you guys understand, I know that's graphic, but just understand what this baby went through, okay? Just keep that in your forethought. Brown carried Cash for about 8 blocks, then repeatedly stabbed the boy until ultimately killing him before dropping his body in the middle of the street. The jogger who came across the boy's body said he initially thought it was the body of an animal before he realized there was actually a human child. I remember looking at the poor body and I remember seeing ants on the bottom of his feet, she told the news, adding that she cannot unsee what she saw. Let me pause real quick. Let me say thank you and shout out to YNBF Jewelry. Thank you for joining us on the channel membership, for showing some love and committing to supporting the AFC podcast, where we're trying to get justice for all of these babies. So if you listen to the sound of my voice, thank you. Thank you very much. And if you are promoting jewelry, feel free anytime to tell people about your channel. So you're more than welcome to do that, because we want more people to come over there, come sub, and come support your channel as well. So shout out to you. Thank you for doing that. The closer the closer I get to it, I can tell it's a human body because I can see a hand and I see legs. That's very traumatizing. I have 3 kids, and to see a child covered in blood in the middle of the street is truly traumatizing. That's from the Jogger. In an additional video obtained by the authorities, reportedly showed Brown returning to the boy's room after Cash was already dead. Y'all catch that? On video, he came back after the murder and was hovering over the crib and presumably contemplating stealing Cash's twin brother, but ultimately deciding against doing that. Brown was arrested hours after the boy's body was found. In addition to the incriminating surveillance footage, authorities said that 3 items recovered from Brown's room all tested positive for the victim's blood. Those items were a pair of black sunglasses, a black Adidas hoodie like the one worn by the kidnapper in the surveillance footage, right there, and a pair of black tennis shoes. Brown was also accused of attempting to take another child several months earlier. Let me say that again. He was accused of taking or trying or contemplating about taking another child earlier in February of 2021, but the alleged victim declined to press charges. This is why it's important to go ahead and just go through the process and press charges. Maybe that could have saved this child, but they neglected to do that. Therefore, you have this insane idiot who went out there and committed murder and was thinking about doing it again. Just some unhinged individuals. Now, according to the affidavit obtained by the news, Brown made his way into a man's home and began to rifle through various rooms and closets. The man claimed that he picked up a kitchen knife and brandished it in Brown's direction while demanding that the suspect leave the premises. The defendant allegedly left after that, but only briefly. And according to the affidavit, Brown returned and began kicking at an interior door between the house and the garage on the property, prompting the homeowner to open the door to see what was going on. After that, the man claimed Brown punched him in the forehead. And this is why I believe in staying strapped, and especially having weapons to protect your family in your home. I'm sorry, but there's a good chance that if I would have been in this scenario, I would have put this fool down permanently. I'm not encouraging people to break the law. Understand your laws, understand your rights. So I'm not encouraging anybody to do anything, but what I am saying is protect yourself and your family legally. The homeowner, a grandfather, claimed that Brown then walked into the living room where his 2-year-old granddaughter was sleeping. Brown allegedly grabbed the girl and tried to take her away towards the laundry room. The man said he first pleaded with Brown to let the girl go, but was ignored. The girl was then ripped from Brown's grasp by the grandfather, according to the affidavit. In a statement to police, the man said his grandfather was startled and began crying when she awoke to Brown holding her. The grandfather initially declined to press charges after Brown apologized. But to be real with y'all, he was probably afraid. He was probably just scared. He was sorry for breaking into the house and trying to take his grandchild, police report said, describing Brown's apology that reportedly occurred 2 weeks after the alleged attempt kidnapping. After Cash Gurnan was killed, however, the grandfather of the 2-year-old girl decided to press charges. And this is why I believe that when it comes to most of these situations, and this is where I think my channel is different than anybody else's, I don't believe in any leniency when it comes to kids, right? They cannot speak for themselves, nor can they defend themselves against any type of tyranny. And you guys y'all probably get sick of me saying that, but I say it all the time. I mean it, and I hope that actually means something to somebody else. You cannot be lenient with people who do this stuff to kids. That type of mentality cannot be rehabilitated. It cannot be fixed. It just needs to be punished. And that's just the end of it. It just needs to be punished. Let me give you guys the fair usage before I show you the news videos, and they'll go from there. Let's get it. Let me give a shout out real quick. Let me say thank you and shout out to our friend and channel member, Mimi, who upgraded to AFC level 3. And thank you so much. And shout out to you. I truly appreciate you. Mimi person, if you're listening, thank you very much. Upgraded to AFC level 3. And just so y'all know, there's different levels in there. If you're able to, go ahead and take advantage of those. It'll help us out tremendously. So shout out to you. Much love. Here we go. Let's get it.
Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
For those of you guys can hear the sound of my voice, if you'll do me a favor, please smash that thumbs up. I promise you it helps us more than you know. It'll bring more people to the channel, bring more awareness. More people can see the video. So here we go. Let's get it.
We are going to go on the record in cause number F21 75987, styled the state of Texas versus Darian Ronell Brown. Is that your name, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a United States citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
You're charged by indictment with the offense of capital murder. The state has filed a motion asking that I strike certain language and reduce this case to a first-degree felony of murder, which I granted. That makes your range of punishment anywhere between 5 years up to 99 years or life in prison. Do you understand the offense you're charged with and the range of punishment you now face?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you read, did your attorney explain, and did you understand everything you signed today in connection with this case, including the court's written admonishments regarding your statutory and constitutional rights and the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have an absolute right to a jury trial, which we are set for today, but it is my understanding that you want to waive and give up that right today to enter a plea of guilty. Is that in fact what you want to do?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you doing so, waiving your right to a jury trial, both knowingly and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may arraign your client.
Judge, we'll waive reading of the indictment and enter a plea of guilty to the lesser included offense of murder, Your Honor.
Your attorney has pled guilty on your behalf to the lesser included offense. Is that in fact your plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you pleading guilty because you are guilty and for no other reason?
Yes, Your Honor.
State.
State Upper States Exhibit 1, Defendant signed written voluntary judicial confession and stipulation of evidence, and States Exhibit 2, the Michael Martin paperwork.
No objection, Your Honor.
As opposed to offering States Exhibits 1 and 2, do you want the court to take judicial notice of them?
We do.
Any objection from the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
The court will take notice. State rest.
We rest.
Defense also rests and closed, Judge.
Do you believe your client is mentally competent?
I do, Your Honor.
And is there any reason at law that he cannot now be sentenced?
There is not. Judge, just out of abundance of caution, though, I just want to make sure I want to call him briefly just for an admonishment on the plea itself.
That is fine. Mr. Brown, if you could raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can put your hand down. Proceed when you're ready, Mr.
Thank you, Judge. Now, Darren, you understand that we're in trial today, right?
Yes.
And initially we had planned to go forward on the insanity defense, right?
Yes.
We really believed that we could win on the insanity defense, right?
Yes.
But after looking at some of the evidence, some of the other doctors' reports and things of that nature, you decided that you wanted to accept responsibility and plead guilty to murder. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you understand we could still go to trial, right?
Yes.
But that's not what you want to do.
That's not what I want to do.
Okay. And again, this is a decision that we talked about, and this is how you want to handle your case.
Yes.
All right. That's all I have, Judge.
Then the court will accept your plea of guilty, and I find you guilty of the first-degree felony offense of murder as included in the indictment. It is hereby the order, judgment, and decree of this court that you be taken by the Dallas County Sheriff and safely there held until your transfer to the Institutional Division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, where you will serve a life sentence. That sentence is imposed to begin today, but you will get credit for your back time, and the court will make an affirmative finding in this case of a deadly weapon, to it a knife. Is that the plea agreement as you understood it?
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
I followed your plea agreement, you have effectively waived your right of appeal, and the court has received a copy of the trial court certification regarding your right of appeal. It bears your signature, indicating you went over it with your attorney. So that will conclude these proceedings. We are off the record, and we're prepared for victim impact at this time.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. You may be seated,
Just
Mr.
have a
Brown.
seat.
We have three, Your Honor.
Proceed when you're ready, State.
But first, the trial starting for a man accused of snatching a little boy from his bed and killing him. Our Chris Sadeghi is following that case. He joins me live with new developments this Monday. Chris, what's the latest?
Well, Mark, this has been a 4-year wait to get to this day and a lot of courtroom battles in between. But the man charged with killing a 4-year-old boy will stand trial. And today, attorneys began the task of selecting a jury. It was in May of 2021 when young Cash Gernon was taken from his bedroom, later found stabbed to death just blocks away from his home in southwest Dallas. The man police say is responsible, Darren Brown, was initially declared incompetent to stand trial by a Dallas County judge. But earlier this year, that decision was reversed when a court ruled that Brown's competency was restored while receiving treatment at the facility where he was kept. He is charged with capital murder, and shortly after his arrest, Brown's attorneys indicated they would pursue an insanity defense. Today, the courtroom is closed to cameras due to jury selection, but we will be following this trial day to day once testimony begins. Mark, back to you.
The state of Texas versus Darian Ronell Brown. Is that your name, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Just before his trial was set to begin Monday.
Judge, we'll waive reading of the indictment and enter a plea of guilty to the lesser included offense of murder, Your Honor.
Is that in fact your plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Darian Brown, now 22 years old, admitted to killing 4-year-old Cash Gernon in May of 2021.
Are you pleading guilty because you are guilty and for no other reason?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to court records, on May 15, 2021, a woman was walking when she saw the little boy's body laying in a puddle of blood with multiple stab wounds. Surveillance footage would later show earlier that morning the child was removed from his crib and carried away while he was sleeping by a then unknown male.
Do you believe your client is mentally competent?
I do, Your Honor.
In 2022, a court ruled Brown was incompetent to stand trial, but that decision was reversed this year since he was receiving treatment. On Monday, after entering the guilty plea, Brown's attorney, Heath Harris, made a point to speak with his client before the court, stating that they had planned to argue an insanity defense and believed they could win, but decided to plea after seeing some of the evidence.
Now, you understand we could still go to trial, right?
Yes.
But that's not what you want to do.
That's not what I want to do.
Brown's plea means there's no trial.
This message is for Darian Brown.
But there were sentiments shared from little Cash's family members who have been trying to figure out how to live without him, including his twin brother.
They never got to experience the first day of kindergarten together because you took Cash's life before he was ever able to even step foot in a school.
In Dallas.
There are no words to describe the pain that you have brought onto our family.
I'm Morgan Young.
In a Dallas courtroom, a dramatic turn of events as a man about to go to trial for murdering a 4-year-old pleads guilty.
But after looking at some of the evidence, some of the other doctors' reports and things of that nature, you decided that you wanted to accept responsibility and plead guilty to murder. Is that correct?
Yes.
That's Darian Brown telling the judge his guilty plea to murdering Cash Gernon 4 years ago. Investigators say Brown took the young child from his crib while he was asleep, then stabbed the child to death, leaving his body in a southeast Dallas street down the block from the family's home. Lawyers read statements from the young victim's family.
There are no words to describe the pain that you have brought onto our family. I hate you with every part of my being. You murdered our little boy, stabbing him over and over again and left him lying on the street like he was garbage. Cash will never have a first day of school or graduate or go to his high school prom or college. He'll never get to have children or a family of his own. You took that from him.
The state has filed a motion.
Brown's attorneys were initially pursuing an insanity defense, but a judge ruled him competent to stand trial, leading to today's guilty plea. Brown was sentenced to life in prison for the crime.
Like, I feel like it should be used properly, but in this case, I believe, in my opinion, that he knew exactly what he was doing. I just think I wish I'd see in more cases where people didn't get this insanity plea and get off from the evil things that they do. They're allowed to be free and be in our society. And already he had things that he had been accused of doing, attempts that he had attempted before. This is just who he is. He exemplified that in his behavior, and he definitely should have to suffer behind that. So I'm not going to even go all the way back into the situation with her, how he even got access, how he even got familiar with the family or anything like that. If you guys want me to revisit that or something, maybe we can. But I'd rather you, because I spent so much time researching that and gave an excellent commentary in my original video. The link will be in the description box of this video after we conclude. But you can go back and watch my original video on this. So I think that that's about as much justice as you could possibly do. What this man did was flat out evil. He is the devil, and he needs to be with his maker as soon as possible, right? At the bottom. So thank you guys so much. Thank you for listening to Cash Gernon's story and for listening with an open mind as well as an open heart. But that's going to conclude it. Y'all keep a prayer hands up and continue to pray for his brother that he can grow up and become something great, knowing that he's going to be missing another piece of himself, okay? But thank you guys for listening. That's to complete this saga, okay? Thank you. Let's go ahead and go to story number 2. How many of y'all believe that that dude is mentally challenged? I mean, just because he talks a certain way don't mean that he's necessarily mentally challenged if he knew exactly what he was doing. But the lawyer felt like he could have got him off at an insanity plea. Then if you felt that confident, then why didn't you take it? Because I think that they were going to be able to prove that he was competent. Then it was going to go to trial, and then he was going to lose, and he was going to be in a much worse position. Because most of the time in Texas, we do not play about our babies when it comes to these super aggravated child abuse laws, right? So let's go to story number 2. This is the story of, actually an update. This is a big update in the story of the little boy Nakai Pratt. If y'all remember, I talked about this in my last live stream for those of y'all who were there. This is going to be a little bit of an update for you, right? Not as much as he's acting like. You think he was on medication, not challenged, deranged. He's something, whatever it is. Also, I think I might, can I do any more channel memberships? I can. So check this out. I have a proposition. For the family that's in the chat right now. The lawyer didn't want that case. I agree. Thank you, Reej. 100% agree with you. We have 97 thumbs up. I'm going to set a goal of 250. Can I see your comments? That is from DM Costa 8173. Can any of you guys see the comments from that person? Let me see. What's your let me see, look at your channel. Why is it showing me y'all handles? I need to see y'all names. Let me see. DM Costa. You're a channel member. Yes, we can see you in the chat. Absolutely. That's DM Costa. Shout out to you. Big brother. What up? What up, Incognito? What's happening? What's happening? What's up, 60 Girl? Genevieve, LaBelle, The Wheeze, GAB. Who else am I missing? RDV 217. YNBF Jewelry. And anybody else, shout out to all of you guys. And thank you again to my friend Selena, who was listening. I don't know if she's in the chat, though, but thank you. Selena sent in another donation. So if you're listening, we're only asking for people to send in $1 if you can. Great. If you're not, it's fine. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. We got Jam in the building who's got that platinum AFC badge. Thank you for being with us for a long amount of time. We appreciate that. June Turner, what up? Miss V is in the building. What's up, Miss V? Shout out to Miss V. Miss V has been an amazing supporter. My friend, make sure you guys, Miss V, post the link to your channel in there. I think you're still a moderator, or I could do it for you. We want people to go over and go sub to your channel. Give me a second. Miss V has been over there doing an amazing job. We want to try to get her to 100,000 subs real quick. Let me see. Sub to Miss V. So I know we ain't got a lot of people in here, Miss V, but hell, at least for the people who are here, if we got 100 people, I want 100 people to go sub to your channel. So y'all let me know when y'all sub to Miss V, please, right? Go show her some support. She does an amazing job. She talks about a multitude of things. She talks about children. She talks about celebrities. She talks about it all. Shout out to Miss V. Make this go viral, Crime Podcast. And please type in the chat and let her know when you sub. If y'all would, that'd be awesome. So here's my goal. If we can get to 250 thumbs up, I know it's a little slow right now. Thank you. We have somebody else who donated. That is from my friend, Jamie G. Jamie G. I'm not going to say your whole name. Shout out to Jamie G, who just donated in Cash App. So if you're listening, thank you very much. If we can get to 250 thumbs up, I'm going to give away 5 free channel memberships. I have 5 more to give away for this month. We got 2 people subscribed. Thank you very much. Y'all go over there and go sub. Here's her channel link. Go sub, go sub. Even if we only get 10 people over there, go sub. Jam just subbed. Thank you. Jerry just subbed. Chocolate Scorpio just subbed. Thank you. Incognito subbed. You already subbed. Thank you, Marie Kennedy. Shout out to you. Story number 2, Nikai Pratt. Here is Sexy Girl. Thank you, Sexy Girl. Here we go. Let's get it. Did I already put the videos up? I don't know if I did. Hold on. Yes, I did. I already did. Here we go. So this story is coming out of, is this Texas again? No, Georgia. Thank you. Glad it wasn't Texas again. You sub. Thank you, LaBelle. Miss Independent, thank you for subbing. Sub to Miss V. There we go. That's all we got to do, guys. We just got to share in this thing together. We can all build each other up in this community. Let's share together. Consider the sub done. RMM8712. Appreciate you. I don't know why it's not showing y'all names. It's showing me y'all channel handles. Oh, that's Rita Martin. Thank you, Rita. Appreciate that. I should have to click on the channel to see y'all name. It's just showing me your channel handle, but I don't know. It's doing something weird. I don't know. DM Costa sub, thank you. Steph Davis, thank you for subbing over there. June Turner subbed. LaBelle sub, thank you guys for doing that. That's about 10, 11, 12 people. Songs by Short Girl. Hey, Jay, I'm happy to make the live stream. Thank you for being here. Appreciate that. So the more that you guys hit that thumbs up, more people. Oh, that's Autumn. Got you. Thank you, Autumn. Here we go. Georgia's taking an L for this one. There were more details that came out. We were kind of limited as far as the details we had initially. Some of that reason being because when they first interviewed these idiots, they gave conflicting stories, and really, in all honesty, they were lying, right? We're going to find out that they're lying, especially when this proves its way through court. But what this baby suffered through was quite ridiculous. Let me give you guys a disclaimer about my channel. So I might use some strong language from time to time. It's definitely intended for mature audiences, even though I would love for everybody to watch. Here's a disclaimer. Mommy of 3 is going to take it away. Let's get it.
Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, new website articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. So my source is kbtexas.com. So thank you for the article. Authorities in Georgia have revealed the cause of death, and I don't know how many of you guys caught this. Let me give a shout out real quick. Jerry, thank you, Jerry, for joining us on the channel membership. Want to show some love. Anybody who wants to do that, I appreciate that. So shout out to you. Thank you very much, Jerry. Shout out to you. I had a feeling what happened to this baby, and now we have actually been vindicated.
They revealed the cause of death for the 6-month-old baby whose body was found in a trash bag days after his father reported him missing. But again, he gave us a shenanigan story. It was bullcrap and we knew it. Clayton police said Friday that the 6-month-old by the name of Nakai Pratt, is 2 N's, but it's pronounced Nakai. Nakai Pratt died by way of blunt force trauma. How many of you guys are shocked at that result? These people are devils. They are monsters. They need to be punished. They do not deserve any leniency. Don't let them get away with any insanity, please. I don't care about the excuse. I would love to know the reason, because maybe if we have these reasons, we can be clear about what's causing people to go here emotionally, mentally. Why? What did a baby do to deserve this? Absolutely nothing. So it's got to stop. And maybe we just have to have harsh enough punishments. Maybe we need to line them up in front of a firing squad legally, because you could still do that. I don't know if y'all know that. Some states actually do allow that. Anyway, police found the baby dead last Tuesday inside a trash bag near a Riverdale apartment complex, according to the arrest warrant for his father by the name of Antonio Pierce, who has some type of pimp vibe to him, different cars, fancy jewelry and clothing. Like he looks like a goddamn peacock in all actuality. A peacock fluttering his feathers out there trying to impress somebody. I don't know, but I'm not impressed. I think he's a goddamn idiot. Police say that baby Nakai suffered a head injury. Pierce is charged with multiple counts in connection with his son's death, including murder and providing false statements to the police, which I cannot say that enough. That ought to get you at least 2 to 5 years in prison for lying to the police. He reported Nakai missing last Sunday, but police said his story and the account of the baby's mother by the name of Nicolette Pratt, Necolette, did not match up. Let me get Nicolette's ridiculous face up on the screen. Let me see if I can find her. Her face doesn't look any better than his. Ah, there she is. Right there. Look at that dumb face right there. She just got the dumb face on, right? That's the face. That's the dumb face. That's Nicolette Pratt, spelled Necolette. Pierce claimed that he was robbed at gunpoint, and I knew that was bullshit from the moment I heard it. He said he was robbed at gunpoint and that the robbers stole his child, took Nakai, and escaped in an unknown direction. Pratt is also facing charges related to her son's death. She is charged with party to a crime, making false statements, and obstruction of law enforcement officers, according to an arrest warrant. Pierce's arrest warrant specifically mentions Pratt, noting that when detectives interviewed her, she showed an unusual lack of emotion. They're just terrible human beings. Nicolette would rock and moan, but at no time did she cry any tears for her missing child, according to the warrant. The warrant also noted that detectives found inconsistencies in both parents' stories and timelines during the investigation. How many of you guys are still with me? Y'all make sure and hit that thumbs up if you're listening. Shout out to Miss V, Crime Podcast. Y'all sub to her, man. Much love, Miss V. Thank you very much. According to Pratt's arrest warrant, she told officers that Pierce had previously shaken Nakai. That was your freaking red flag right there. But are we going to ignore that like a dummy? I guess so. Just terrible ass people. On Friday, a judge denied Pierce's bond for aggravated battery, aggravated assault, tampering with evidence, and concealing the death of another, charges he is facing. He was given a $10,000 bond for the false statements charge. Pierce is also facing a murder charge with malice charge that can only be ruled by a superior court. His preliminary hearing was set for November the 10th, which is coming up. That's about in just over 2 weeks, depending on when you're watching this. Pratt was denied bond for all charges except the obstruction charge, which is a misdemeanor. She is expected to be in court for a preliminary hearing on November the 12th, so that's 2 days after him. So if you guys want to follow that. Nakai's death has deeply affected residents of the Riverdale community. They built a small memorial adorned with a white cross, teddy bears, and candles in place where his body was found. And I'm glad they did that instead of doing balloons. Stop doing balloons. Stop letting them into the atmosphere and trashing up our community. Like, I promise you, candles look better and it's easier to clean up. You can just pick them up whenever you're ready, right? So stop doing balloon releases. Tia Mason stopped by to decorate the memorial and said, "I'm really trying not to cry because I have 5 kids. I couldn't imagine doing anything to them or letting their father do anything to them." She said father, singular, so I'm going to not be a jerk and I'm going to not comment on that. 5 kids. That's a lot of damn kids. Nakai had a twin sister, as you guys can see from the picture. Let me back it up. Which is right there. Had a twin sister who was now in the custody of Georgia's Division of Family and Children's Services. That baby is now in the system, and all we can do is hope and pray that that baby can get an opportunity. That's all we need, is for that baby to grow up and become something great. Just needs an opportunity to do that. But I'm trying to tell y'all, the system is not built for us to be effing up like this and continue to keep putting kids into an already overwhelmed system. It's going to break. It's already breaking. It's already failing. These children are not necessarily safe in the state's hands. The baby should be safe in the parents' hands. So we have got to stop this. If you don't want to raise kids, stop creating them. The men have plenty of options, including abstinence. The women definitely have plenty of options if they don't want to be parents. Why continue to do this to yourselves and to these kids? Let me give you guys the fair usage. Let's get it.
Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
If you're listening, please smash that thumbs up. Share this video so more people can see it. Here's the news videos. I only got 2 of them, but I'm going to cut one of them kind of short. Here we go.
6-month-old baby whose body was found days later has taken a toll on investigators. The child's father now charged with his murder. His mother also facing charges, both of them in court this morning. Channel 2's Tom Jones is live in Clayton County, and Tom, police released disturbing new details about just how they found that baby.
Yeah, Karen, police say that the child's father caused substantial injuries to his head, then put his body in a trash bag and hid it in this backyard. You can see there is a growing memorial to Nakai here. It was heartbreaking listening to a detective describe how he got here.
He was found discarded in a trash bag.
Detective Cheyenne Reynolds revealed new details about how officers found the body of 6-month-old Nakai Pratt and how he died.
The cause of death, according to the autopsy, was blunt force trauma.
Police say the baby's father, Antonio Pierce, murdered him, wounding his head. Reynolds wouldn't discuss a motive. Police say Pierce told them armed robbers kidnapped the baby Sunday. Reynolds says he told a lot of lies during questioning, so they began searching for the child around the apartment complex where Pierce lives. Then Tuesday, police focused their search near a backyard near the apartments. Reynolds explained what led them there.
Witness statements, digital forensics on Antonio's phone led us to that side.
That's when they found Nakai in that trash bag.
First charge is murder with malice.
The baby's parents went before a judge while the news conference was going on. Pierce heard he faces several charges in connection with his child's death.
You're also charged with party to a crime.
Police say the baby's mother, Nicolette Pratt, lied during the investigation and helped conceal her child's death. Major Francisco Romero says this case took a toll on the community and his officers as well.
We felt that they were hurting, and we ourselves was hurting.
Everybody's hurting out here. The parents showed no emotion as the judge read the charges against him. He denied bond for both parents. We're live in Clayton County. Tom Jones, Channel 2 Action News.
I would like to thank each and every one of you for your interest in this case. I am
standing here with our Madam Chairwoman, Dr. Alethea Anderson Henry, and she has a few words to say before we get started. All right.
Good morning, everyone. I am Chairwoman, the Clayton County Chairwoman, Dr. Alethea Anderson Henry, and I stand here in support of our county's citizens, the law enforcement community, and most of all, baby Nakai Pray. As a community, we pray for a better outcome to this incident. Unfortunately, the outcome we so desperately wanted did not come to fruition. Throughout the case, I have stayed in close communication with Chief Kevin Roberts, and he assured me that a thorough investigation was being conducted and the police department was utilizing any and all available resources they could muster to find baby Nakai. In addition, I personally made a plea to bring baby Nakai home and to make sure that anyone connected to his disappearance is brought to justice and was brought to justice. So at this moment, I stand with the Clayton County Police Department in support of justice today. Next, you will hear from Major Francisco Romero, representing the Clayton County Police Department. Thank you.
All right, without going into specifics on the case, I want to first start out by giving thanks to our partners that assisted us on this very important case that we worked. We want to express our gratitude to all the agencies that assisted, namely the K-9 teams from Georgia Piedmont Regional Search and Rescue, Fayette County's Sheriff's Office K-9 unit, the Spalding County Land, Air, and Water Search Team, Special Agent in Charge, Paul Brown and his team with the Violent Crimes Against Children's unit, and also their CAST team, Cellular Analysts Survey Team. Their partnership and dedication throughout this investigation was invaluable. It greatly advanced us towards our goal of finding the culprit who committed the act. I would be remiss if I did not thank our fellow public safety agencies, namely the Clayton County Sheriff's Office and Clayton County Fire Emergency Services. And more importantly, I want to thank the citizens of Clayton County. When this case at the onset sounded as though we would need support in solving it, we got that support, and we got it from the citizens of Clayton County. They were very involved, they were very interested, and they gave us extreme cooperation, and we're thankful to them for that. Please understand that we are still investigating aspects of this case, so we are limited in what we can share. However, Detective Reynolds, or I will answer any questions that we can without compromising said case. So without further ado, I want to introduce Detective Reynolds, who is the lead investigator on this case. Detective Reynolds.
Good morning. On October 12, 2025, at approximately 8:18 a.m., Clayton County police officers responded to 100 Valley Hill Road in Riverdale in reference to a reported robbery and kidnapping. When officers arrived, they spoke with Antonio Pierce, who reported that he had been robbed at gunpoint and that as suspects fled, they took his 6-month-old child, Nakai Pratt, from his car seat and left in an unknown direction. As detectives began investigating, inconsistencies with Mr. Pierce's account quickly emerged. Based on evidence gathered, investigators determined that foul play was involved and identified Antonio Pierce as a suspect in the disappearance of his son. On the day of the initial report, bloodhounds from Fayette County Sheriff's Office and cadaver dogs from Georgia Piedmont Region K-9 Search and Rescue were brought in to search the property and surrounding areas. Those searches lasted several hours but revealed no significant findings. Multiple search warrants were then executed at locations connected to Mr. Pierce, which also yielded no evidence of the child's whereabouts. Detectives continued their efforts into the following day, canvassing the community, collecting surveillance footage, and following every lead. Spalding County Land, Air, and Water Search also volunteered a cadaver dog to assist in the ongoing search for Nakai.
I'm not really sure why they don't always want to give out all the details. Like, I know it's probably for legal purposes because it could probably cause some interference with the court proceedings, but it still sucks. But I get your question. I definitely understand. I'm going to let a little bit more of this play and then we'll cut it.
On October 14th, as the search continued, detectives focused their attention on the yards of homes near the edges of the apartment complex at 100 Valley Hill Road. During that search, the body of an infant was discovered in the backyard of a home on Green Valley Road. The infant was later positively identified as 6-month-old Nakai Pratt. Antonio Pierce now faces multiple charges, including malice murder, cruelty to children in the first degree, aggravated battery, aggravated assault, tampering with evidence, concealing the death of another person, unlawful disposal of a human body, false statements, and false report of a crime. Following further investigation, Nakai's mother, Nicolette Pratt, was also arrested and charged with obstruction of an officer, false statements, and party to a crime. Nakai's twin sister has been placed in the custody of the Department of Family and Children's Services as the investigation continues.
I'm gonna need to fix this audio. I will upload it. I'll cut it and upload it so you guys can hear the audio a little bit better. So we will do that when I re-upload this, okay? So I will fix that. So hopefully you can hear it a little bit better. But in all actuality, they're just kind of reiterating what we've already spoken about. This man and this alleged mother, this alleged man and this alleged mother, I think are just terrible individuals, to be honest. They seem like pimp and hoe. I don't know if you guys caught that vibe or if y'all caught that. I think that's the nature of their relationship. And I think that he actually might have got one of his workers pregnant, right? I think he represents being a person who solicits people for sex with one of his alleged chicks, right? That's just how he comes off. That's the way he behaves. He's like a peacock out there, you know, flaunting his little feathers and things like that. But, you know, if we can get them a life sentence, I think they both deserve a full life sentence. But he'll probably definitely get more time. So if there's anything else to report on this, we'll probably do more. And I want to get a final sentencing. That's what I want. So we'll go from there. Let me know what you guys think. If y'all have anything that I'm missing or any more better pictures than what I had of the baby, because I'm going to show you guys. Let me see if I can show you. The only picture I had of the baby was, let me get her face off the screen. Those are all older pictures. I found all of those from her Facebook. That's how I found the twin. That's it. Why is that the only picture that we have? I don't think they ever cared. So if y'all got more, let me know, and we'll just kind of go from there. We'll give you guys a final update whenever they get sentenced. All right? Thank you guys so much for listening to the story.